Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you my process of painting of Silver Knight Swordsman. This is a super easy and fast way to paint your miniature. Before I have applied an undercoat. Next I'm going to apply some basic colors. I'm applying some copper on some parts of my miniature. This is going to be the basic color of my shield. Obviously you can use any color here, but I prefer to use copper here. I'm applying the same color on the chainmail. If you want, you can use silver instead, it's also going to look nice. And I'm also applying some copper on his shoulders. Next I'm going to apply some silver mixed with black. I'm applying this color on an armor on his chest. I'm also painting his sword with silver. Next I'm going to apply some silver on an armor on his arms. Then I'm applying the same color on an armor on his legs. Now I'm applying some more copper on his shield. This is the end result. Now I am going to do the highlighting and shadowing. I'm starting with his shoulders. I'm applying some black mixed with copper on the invaginations on his shoulders. Those parts are supposed to be darker, we are going to see a shadow here. Then I take this color and mix it with some copper, trying to make it lighter. I apply this color next to our shadows and try to make a smooth gradient from darker color to lighter color. Then I'm mixing this color with some silver. I'm applying it on the highlighted parts of the miniature. Next I'm going to do the shield. I forgot to record the first step, but it's just repetition of the same step, so I'm just gonna explain everything. I take some black and mix it with this in blue. I take a significant amount of water and put it on the shield, like it should be really like water. And I just put it all over the places. After that, I'm taking a small piece of paper, or you can just use a finger, and try to take the excess of water. So it looks something like this. So everything goes like in the invaginations, and you take it like it takes the paintings from the top. If I have taken too much water, I just put some more, and after that I just let it dry. That's how it looks like when it's dry. I have decided to make a third layer, but it's up to you. For me, usually I make around 2 or 3 layers of this. I personally think that fingers work better to take the excess of water, but piece of paper is good as well. So here is the end result. Now I'm going to make the armor on his chest. I just simply take some silver and put it on the highlighted parts of the armor. I just put it on every edge of the armor. Next I'm going to do his cape. I'm just simply applying some silver on the edges of the cape. After that I mix some silver with black and use the same technique I have used with his shoulders, just applying darker color next to the highlighted part and trying to create a smooth gradient, but this time I'm doing from lighter color to darker color. For the shadows I'm just using black. To finish the cape, I just apply some silver on the edges of the cape. I proceed to his hat. For this part I'm just using dry brush technique to make the highlighting and shadowing. I just take some silver on a dry brush and apply it on highlighted parts, and I do the same thing with his shadows, just putting some black. Then I take some red and make his eyes. To finish his head, I just take some silver and put it on the edges close to his eyes to make the final highlighting. Also, I'm using dry brush technique for his pants. I just take some silver and make the highlighting same way I did it for the head. Now I'm applying some copper on his knees, but it's not a necessary part, you can still use silver or gold as you wish. And I also put it on his elbows. For his legs I'm using pretty much same technique I have used for his shoulders and for his cape. Firstly, I take some black and put it on the dark parts where we're supposed to see a shadow, and apply it everywhere where you think it's necessary. Also, you can apply it next to the edges in order to create some contrast. Then I'm taking some silver and apply it on the lightest part of the legs. And after I have applied all the darkest parts and all the lightest part, I'm using the same technique I have used for his shoulders. I'm taking a slightly lighter color or darker color in order to create a smooth gradient from lighter and darker colors. So I just try to make it look nicer, and so it doesn't look like we don't have too much contrast between the dark part and the light part. And we just do it all over his legs. I'm doing the same thing for the armor on his elbows. For the armor on his arms, I'm just applying black in the invaginations of the armor, and I'm applying some silver on the edges of the armor to create a highlighting and shadowing. After that, I'm doing his sword. I'm applying some copper on some parts of his sword, but this is optional. I just thought it would look nice with some copper on it. Then again I use some dry brush technique to make the highlighting. For the metal part of the sword, I'm taking some silver mixed with copper and apply it on the bottom part of the sword. And I again mix a gradient from copper to silver. I do it because I think it looks nice, it's also optional. Also, I'm trying to put some copper in the invagination on his sword. At the end, I'm just putting some copper on the edges of the shield just to make it look more nice and more neat. And to finish the miniature, I'm going to do the base. This is like the easiest way to make your base. I just take some glue and put it on the base. Then I'm taking some black sand and put it on the base. And here you can see the final result.